Okay, so my third question for you is, do you believe that dads are appreciated? Or does it depend on I guess the parents or whatever?
Um,
Well, no, we'll say this. Do you believe that dads are appreciated in this society? Do you believe that like they're appreciated?
um, I think dads really are like the silent teachers. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
just can't really say too much to your kids. You just got to show them. If they don't listen, just let them grow up, and then they'll be like, "Oh, my dad did say that." You know what I mean? Like moms can say what it is, and then you'll listen. They'll listen. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like you don't listen to dads because dads aren't really always, the fun parent. The moms are the fun parent.
well, I think it depends because I slightly disagree. You are, you are the strength of my life. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. What's up?
It was saying, "What's up?" It was saying, "Unable to join for a second." I'm like, "What's going on with the Instagram?" I don't really go
What?
live on here like that.
I think this is dope. This is a little better than Facebook, though.
Yeah, because Facebook is delayed. That's why I didn't want to do it because it'd be like 5 seconds delayed every time we talk. So I didn't want to do that. But
Can I record? Can I record this? Can you record this joint?
I already got it record. I'm already screen recording it right now. So
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, you
All
can
right.
record it too if you want to.
I was thinking. No, it's cool. It's cool though.
Okay,
What's
'cause,
really good though? What's really really good though?
nothing. Just trying to get some different perspectives in life here besides my own.
I feel
I
you.
really wanted to do. I really want to talk to dads because I always hear women. It seems like the world's about the women and the men are more silent. And I just want to make it more of a thing where men get to speak and tell their side of the story. You know what I mean?
We gotta be silent, man. We got some powerful women out here nowadays.
Yeah, but
Y'all
and
going ham.
there are, but at the same time, I feel like there are a lot of men that need to speak up because it's like there's women that put men down, and there are good men out there. There's good dads, and all of them don't get
Yeah,
noticed.
that's true.
But if
Well, it's the women's turn to you know, create that space. So it's all about a respect thing now. We have no choice but to respect that. You know what I mean? Either
yeah,
we respect it or we get disrespected. you
well,
know?
it should be even. Like it should be equal. It shouldn't be like because I don't know. I have brothers and I got family, and I just see how like good dads. Some of them they're not treated right, and women always, even if they go to court, the women are in favor. Even if the woman's not right, she can lie all she wants and she's still in favor. And so I'm like, I want to do something where I talk to the dads. It's just
Yeah.
a dad's perspective. Because I mean, women too. I love women. I don't hear too much about the men. So that's why I wanted to do this. But I'll introduce you so that way we can get into it. But guys, so y'all probably know who he is. But this is Todd. This is Do you go by Grip still, or are you still just Todd? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm Grips.
Okay, Grips,
You can
Todd.
call me Grips. Todd, Grips, aka the finest. Um, Arts by TA is my art page. That's basically it.
Yeah.
You know.
You
So
draw, you rap, he's a dad. He does a lot.
yeah,
So do you want to
that's
talk a little bit about that, like being an artist in music and drawing?
yeah. I do art. I do music. I think it's been about I would say about 15 years almost doing music.
Wow.
Um, I would say about 17 years doing art. You know. Um,
Okay.
I got my talent from my mom. I got my art talent from my mom, and I got my voice from my dad. So, and I'm a middle child, so it's kind of like
Yeah.
I get everything, but it's hard to be both.
Yeah.
So you got to use both of them at the same time and try to work with what you got. Because I can't do art and then I got all these people hitting me up for art, and then I want to do shows,
Yeah.
and then I'm doing tours or whatever. I'm not really doing tours, but it's just an example. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you got to kind of balance it out on what you want to do. So if you put your art into music, that basically is the balance. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I can even do art covers. I mean, mixtape covers or logos for people that are in the music business. I try to kind of balance it like that. That way, I'm not away from the music scene.
Yeah. That's dope because you're right. That you have to focus on one of them at first because it's hard to balance both. I know exactly what you mean. It's like, and then when you get more help, it's easier to do more than one thing. But when you're by yourself and you do everything by yourself, you gotta pick one at first.
Yeah, yeah. Even what was I gonna say? Even when I write lyrics, I put my art into writing lyrics.
Yeah,
And then my flow, you got to put the art into the flow. So I try to infuse that. That's why I call myself the finest, like AKA the finest. I try to live up to that name because I know I have a talent that no one has.
yeah,
So I have to portray that. You know what I mean?
that's dope.
Portrait, portray, portrait, portray.
Portray. Okay, so we're gonna get into the questions. So my first question for you, I wrote it down. So if you see me looking down, that's what it is. What's it like juggling with your dreams and being a dad? Like how do you balance that?
You just
Yeah,
manage time management. I'm really not good with time management, but I had to learn. Time management is the only way you can balance that out. So, you know, if my kids are pretty much take up most of my time, maybe I try to take them to art festivals or, try to get them involved with music stuff, stuff like that if they want to. If not, then I just got to put it to the side for another day. It's,
yeah,
it's really hard because your kids is really like your future. So
hmm,
if if it doesn't work out with music or art, you gotta kind of just balance it out with your kids and get them involved. So that way you can still chase your goals, but you're also teaching your kids, you know, art and music too,
yeah, yeah. I know. I give it to parents, man, that try to follow their dreams and also have children because I know it's mostly about your kids for real. Like once you have kids, it's more about them and their well being, and sometimes they have their own dreams and goals, so you kind of gotta balance that too.
Yeah, yeah. Some
Yeah,
kids don't my kids don't really they're not into the art and music stuff right now, so
yeah, that's all right.
just gotta be patient.
Yeah. So my second question is, do you encourage your kids to follow their dreams, or do you just let them do their own thing?
Um I don't think at the age they're at right now, I don't think they know what they want to do yet. But, I just encourage whatever they want to do if it's positive
Yeah,
and if it's something that I think can get them somewhere, I try to involve myself, with them as much as possible. But they're really attached to their mom. So,
yeah,
I got to kind of wait till they get a little older to see where they're at.
yeah,
So, I just encourage them as much as I can, even when I'm with them sometimes, like, well, I'm always here for you if you
yeah.
need help, support, whatever. So, you
You
know,
know, I was talking to family members and I was saying how I think a lot of kids don't really know what they're good at because they're so attached to pads or phones or computers or like TVs. Like nowadays, 'cause when we were younger, you have to be imaginative. You got to find your own fun. You can't, well, we wasn't attached to no
yeah.
phones or nothing. So you find out what you're good at when you're a little bit younger because you don't have nothing else to do but explore. But nowadays, it's like, I feel like the technology takes away from who they can become, because they're just so attached to them. How you feel about that?
Well, I mean, my youngest daughter, she's she grew up in the social media, generation, so that's all she knows.
Yeah.
And basically, she likes to create content, YouTube pages. She knows how to explain things through social media and then create the video. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
dope
So
though.
you gotta learn. She has to learn that, and let's say she likes tennis when she gets older.
Yeah.
She'll kind of she'll know how to do the social media thing, but she'll just infuse the tennis with the social media. So
Right.
I mean, it's still a good thing with social media, but you know, you just gotta make sure they're just learning from it
Yeah.
instead of just sitting there all day being lazy, not doing nothing.
Yeah,
So
because they should also learn about life too, like the real world, like not just everything. Because if every all technology was shut down today, they wouldn't really know what to do if that's all that they do. So that's good to teach them. Okay, still go outside, still.
well, the thing with that is like I'd be the type to say like, okay, let's do a video of you know while social media is down. Let's do a video. That way we could post it when it's back up
Yeah,
and then show people like that. Like so if she doesn't know where she's going, I'll create a video. I'll go live myself in front of her and show her like this is what I do.
yeah,
I'll create a freestyle and post it and show her and then she'll see it of me and she'll
yeah,
see what I do. You see what I'm saying? So you have to kind of get in their zone and do it yourself just to see how they react and try to train them that way. You don't even got to talk to them no more. Just be online and they'll see you and they'll be like, oh, that's how you do it. Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well,
That's like
you
their
know what I'm
language.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Okay, so my third question for you is: do you believe that dads are appreciated, or does it depend on I guess the parents or whatever?
um,
Well, no, we'll say this. Do you believe that dads are appreciated in this society? Do you believe that, like, they're appreciated? Be
I
honest.
mean, it's half and half for real. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't have their dads. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And it's starting to get to a point where the memories are just pictures. They're
Wow.
not in your head no more. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
see pictures. You go to Facebook and you see the memories of certain people, and it's like you miss them.
Yeah.
So it's like uh, I know my dad is lives in New York, but I don't see him all the time. We communicate, and I try to just learn from him as much as I can. But I don't think he was as appreciated before as he is now because I'm a dad now.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of give respect to that once it happens. But on another note, I think dads really are like the silent teachers. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
just can't really say too much to your kids. You just got to show them. If they don't listen, just let them grow up, and then they'll be like, "Oh, my dad did say that." You know what I mean? Like moms can say what it is, and then you'll listen. They'll listen. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you don't listen to dads because dads aren't really always, the fun parent. The moms are the fun parent.
Well, I think it depends because I slightly disagree because the dads are the head of they're the head. It doesn't matter if a woman doesn't believe it or not. The man is the leader. The man is the head. So I feel like I guess it depends on the relationship that the kids have with their parents. But the dad plays a very important role. And I'll say like, okay, for a girl, right? Your dad is your first love. That's the first. Besides God, your dad is the first man that you'll ever love first. All right, even if he's not in your life, that plays a big part of who you become and who you date. Your dad, right? And then
Yeah.
And as far as men go, the dad teaches a man how to be a man. I think the dad plays a very big part. But I believe so many dads are absent nowadays that women have become both, and they think that they have to be both. For so when the dads really are in the kids' life, women are just so used to being independent. They don't. I got it. I'm good. But really, it's like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
need to.
yeah,
Yeah, we need to embrace the ones that want to be there because there's not that there's not a lot that's doing it, but we don't see a lot of people that actually want to, be openly and be a dad. There are dads out there, but some of them don't feel like they're appreciated. Some of them don't feel like they matter, and they do matter. And I think that we've gotten so independent that we don't, dads ain't this, and they're not that. But that's not the truth because there are good dads out there. And you guys are the
yeah.
leaders. Like, you guys are the head. And we've gotten away from that. And women will probably come at my neck about that. But that's the truth. Like, that's how I feel.
Well, I think you're right, but there was a time where the dads were the head,
Yeah.
but I think just the social media mindset showed a lot of women to you know love themselves more and
Yeah.
be more independent, and I think between that and back in the day, that created like dads not being a part of
Mm.
the family lifestyle that it used to be. So now it's more of just women definitely love attention, but um, I think dads got to work extra hard now just to make sure they're everything in one. Not just
Yeah.
a father, but just you got to be humble. You got to be exciting certain times. You just got to kind of go with the flow. And sometimes we just don't want to go with the flow. We just want to be just the dad and strict and tell people what to do and tell our kids like, no, don't do that. We try. I definitely try to learn from my daughter's moms in the way they, you know, carry the household. It's not really easy. Definitely
Mm-mm.
not easy.
It's
But
not.
and it goes back to our dads being in our lives. If
Yeah.
we didn't have those parents, then we got to learn ourselves at times. So
Yeah.
it's like 50-50 for me.
Yeah, it really depends on the situation. It really does. I just know that, like, we've gotten away from so much. And I know the world's going to change. We're not going to always be the same as it used to be back in the 50s. And I do get that. But I do feel like um it's I feel like if a dad and mom can work together, even if they're not together, it takes the weight off of the parents because it should. I don't think it should just be one person does the most and the other does half. But that I'm about to get into that. So my fourth question for you is, do you think that moms are the ones that should nourish and care for the children, and the dads provide for, financially, or do you think dads and moms should provide financially and nourish the children? How do you think? Uh, what do you think about that?
Uh, it goes both ways.
Yeah,
Again, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Depending on how strong the family is for real. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Whoever carries the weight, but it could go both ways. The dad can be on the road working, and you know,
yeah,
like nowadays, it's starting to balance out.
yeah.
As we get further, in the future. But it just depends on who makes the most money. But most of the time, it's the mom that just wants to do everything, but it's the responsibility of the dad to at least take some of that weight off. Like I said, the silent supporter, you don't say nothing, you just do it with
Yeah.
us,
So, but let me ask you. So say for instance, okay. So say for instance, you make more of the money or something, whatever, right? Do you still believe that you should come home and still be like nourishing to the children and still like be there?
After a long day's work.
Yeah, because women do it,
I mean, sometimes you feel you're in the mood, sometimes you're not.
but as a
But
parent, you don't. I don't think that like does that
oh, you,
matter?
you know what? Coming home and
Like when you don't
just
feel like it, like you don't feel like. Because listen
um,
to this. You know how there's a lot of single moms. They work all day. Some of them work three jobs and they come home and they still have to. take care of their kids. So for dads, I know some dads are used to financially providing and then the mom will do the nourishing. But what if you got to do, he said there's no turn off switch. Yeah. So what if you got to do that? Would you feel comfortable with, being a nourisher and a financial, or do you feel like it's the woman's job to be more of the?
I mean, if we get the chance, if we haven't had the chance in a while to do it, I think it wouldn't be that big of a deal to do it. If the
Yeah.
women would just fall back for once and just be like, "I'm gonna just let him do his job,"
Yeah.
then the dads wouldn't have an issue with it. We don't really stress over playing our part. It's
Okay.
just um, like you don't have to come home and do all that if you don't want to.
Right.
You choose to. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to. No one's telling you to. You got to balance it out. Like, hey, I'm really not in the mood today to do this. Can we just talk about it tomorrow? Like, it's
Yeah.
communication.
Right.
So
Right.
it all falls in the same thing. But you don't have to.
Yeah.
But definitely, moms put that responsibility on their shoulders as if they have to sometimes, and
Yeah.
it may stress them out,
Yeah.
but they don't have to. I mean, do what you want to do. Be a
Right.
parent. But
Cause I.
me personally,
Yeah.
my kids hate me sometimes because I just come home and be like, nah, and just ignore them sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, I get a lot of backlash for it, but you know, I go through. I work hard. You know what I mean? I really work hard. So I gotta learn to be a better nourisher and
Yeah.
caregiver. I gotta open my heart a little bit more. You know,
Yeah. Cause you know how you said
it's
earlier.
not that easy. I wasn't taught that. So some parents, some people were, some weren't. You know,
You know
so
what? I think as parents, we have to make the difference from how our parents weren't, because I'm just going off of childhood, right? And so how you were saying earlier, some kids are more attached to their mom, but a child will be more attached to their mom if the dad is shut off. You know what I mean? So I know if I need to vent about school today and I was getting made fun of, I'm gonna go to mommy because mommy's the one that has open arms. But if daddy were to have open arms, I'll go to him too. But so like sometimes we have to shut off our own desires and just
yeah, exactly.
be
Like
like,
you gotta at least let both parents kind of even it out. Like
yeah,
I know moms love to take control of everything, and sometimes it's like, okay, well, at least be like, well, why don't you talk to your dad about that? Maybe he could talk to you about that. That moms love to take responsibility. Like, they love to
because
put all that on their shoulders all the time.
they're used to it. Like a lot of women are single women without the dads around, so they're used to that. And if they were raised like that, they're used to that. Unless
Yeah,
unless,
yeah.
unless a man physically steps up and like when you show a woman I got you and you can trust me and all that, then she might let go. But if she feels she's been doing this her whole life and this is all she's been doing,
She's
that's
used to, yeah.
yeah, that's what she's gonna do. But we'll move on. So for the fifth question is, what are some ways you try to protect your children in this chaotic world? Because the world's been getting a lot more wild nowadays. So how do you protect your kids?
Just get involved with them.
Okay.
Get involved with what they do, even if it's bad situations. Experience really matters for
Yeah.
everything sometimes. So if they're involved in fights, you got to kind of get involved with the kids' parents that are fighting them, or get involved
Yeah.
with the schools, get involved, like really go hard. If
Yeah.
they're involved in the street life, get involved in the street life. Get
Yeah.
out there and, you know, be an advocate for whatever you can. If they're you know, you just got to really just kind of come down to the level and fit in where you can, just to
Yeah.
show them, like, I'm going to show you, I'm going to protect you from this. If you don't want to listen, then just know there's consequences.
Yeah.
I did all I could for you, but I support you. But at the same time, don't be surprised if this happens or that happens.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
to get them prepared for everything. So,
Right. So you think it's important to teach them? I think that's good. Like to teach them what's going on and have conversations with them so that they understand. and they know even if they don't follow what you're saying, at least they had a heads up. Like, okay, my dad did teach me this. Like, I'm not oblivious to it. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of most of my kids listen to their mom, so
Okay.
their mom kind of gets in their ear and teaches them things. But on my end, I can't really, they kind of ignore me a lot. So I have to show them
Yeah.
that I'm there and kind of like, okay, well, I've been through this before. If your mom tells you 100 times you don't listen to her
Mhm.
and she gets stressed out, that's when I step in. You know
Right.
what I mean? If you don't want to listen to me, cool. But you know,
Yeah.
I just really fall back until it's my turn to step in. I try not to, do too much unless they need me, you know?
Yeah. So you kind of play like the secondary role.
Yeah, I kind of have to sometimes because I'm a mean dad, you
Are you
know.
mean or are you strict? Is there because there's a difference?
Uh well, yeah, I'm kind of strict.
Yeah.
I come off mean, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like clean your room up. Like
That's not
this is
mean.
terrible. Like no, I'm just saying like
Yeah.
sometimes I come home from a long day. Like,
Yeah.
look, clean this room up.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. And they think it's mean because of my voice and the way I say it, but I just really want you to clean your room up. That's it. Like, just be clean. That's
You
it.
know what? But I listen. I don't disagree with you because the dad's more authoritative, and kids tend to listen to the authority. Now they'll run to mommy if they know mommy's gonna be like, "Oh, it's okay, don't do it." But what you're teaching them is discipline because when they get older, right? And you guys are around them, their parents are around them, and they make a mess in life. What do they have to do? Clean it up,
Clean it up.
right? So
Yeah,
it's not.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
moms will be like, no, you don't have to worry about it," and then, they just don't do it. So it's
yeah.
like, okay, well, all right,
I see what you're saying.
you
But
know.
I'll say I on your part, I do agree with you because how my dad was, you know, my dad, he used to be in the Navy, so he was like a strict dad. He didn't care what my mom said. It is what it is. So like he would be like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
make your bed, and like when he tells us to make our bed, he means everything to be lined up straight, no wrinkles, everything had to be right how he has it, you know, and like he had rules, never had a dish in the sink. Like we was like he's very strict. And I used to think he was mean, but as I got older, I'm like, I'm that way now. I'm very clean, very neat, everything in order. And I'm like, okay, it helped me in my life. And so even though they think you're being mean, you're not. Like I think that we've gotten away from discipline with our children, especially with this generation. I feel like parents are a little bit more loose with this generation, and they need to be more like strict with them because they know a
Well,
lot more.
they can't because everything is displayed publicly now. So you got to really be careful what you do and say because they will try to use it against you or they'll try to put you on blast. But
Yeah,
you already know how the Will Smith situation, like their family life is out there now
yeah,
more than it's ever been. And I
yeah.
never in my life thought I would see such a great family go through so much. Like you don't ever see what's really going on until, it comes to the light. So you gotta really understand, like, okay, well, if you're gonna be this person, be this person. But, it's different. It's a different world,
It is. But I'll see because he said Club Candy said you can't do anything because the kids are snitching. But I really believe like these kids is going to be loose if they don't have no type of discipline. Like I was listening to a dad
When
say,
they was young, yeah, yeah, definitely.
yeah,
If
like
they're raised
yeah.
right,
I mean, even
not right, but at least two parent home. You know what I mean?
man, even with one parent home, like listen, this dad said that he would try to correct his son and his mom would always intervene. And he's trying to teach his son to be a man, but he had a hard time doing that because she's always like, "No, don't do that." You know, her, nurturing, but it was hurting him in the long run. Like it hurts
But
them.
what did he do though?
Like you,
How did
okay,
he
so if he
handle
says
her?
like you said, clean your room or like don't don't uh don't just leave your stuff around, stuff like that. No, it's okay. And it's like, okay, no, you're it's hurting him. It's not helping him. So like, because this is what I tell everybody: the real world is not going to treat your kids the way you treat your kids. And if you don't teach them to be respectful and stuff, and you don't give them some type of discipline, the world's going to chew them alive. You hear me? It's crazy out here. They're going
Yeah.
to chew them up. And even though parents don't want to be the bad guy, they don't want to be the listen. I'm not your friend.
Well, I would say, like, I'm kind of watching that with my oldest daughter. I'm watching the world kind of, mold her into a person that they want her to be. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? I'm kind of watching it unfold. So I realize, okay, well, I wasn't there. This is what it is. And I have to kind of just, be there to support her. And that's because I wasn't there to raise her when she was, you know, at that age to be raised. So
yeah.
it's definitely important to definitely be there, for your child, even if you're not with the parent.
My mom does not play. She's still,
Yeah,
but sometimes I don't want to hear what she got to say. But she be right a lot of times, and I end up thinking about what she said to me. So even though she, like, I'm sure she used to feel that way, but she don't really care. She gonna still be a mom. But I understand what you
yeah.
mean. Like you don't want to do too much because you feel like you wasn't there, but you are still their dad. And even if you just do it in a loving way, they need to know the truth because
Well, I'm speaking this now because they could watch this video
yeah,
and be like, "Oh, okay, this
yeah,
is
true.
this is really him. This is what he means." You
Okay,
see what I'm saying? I
yeah,
can't tell them, like, if she was sitting in front of me, I couldn't say, "Hey, this is what it is."
right.
She would be ignoring me. So
Got
I
you.
could say it on here, and she'll be like, "Oh man,
I
my
see.
dad, what's going on?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
She'll
yeah.
hear it. You know what I mean? You got to really find different ways.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. No, I agree with you. A different way to approach it. So, number 6, are there ever days when you feel like you want to give up? And if so, what do you do to overcome that feeling?
Um, every day I kind of want to give up. Honestly, every
Really?
single day. It ain't no joke. Like,
Oh,
it's it's not even because it's hard. It's just, you know you just don't you just really get sick and tired of trying
mm,
every day sometimes. So it's like, if I just stop doing this, I could be cool. I won't have any stress. I won't have to deal with this person or that person. I won't have to, like, um keep trying to prove a point that I proved already. I already proved the fact that I can be a dad or work hard or make this music or do artwork, but people are still like, it just seems like it's not
enough.
good enough sometimes. So it's like, okay, I just want to just not do it, and it makes me want to give up, but at the same time, um the only way to kind of beat that is just look at how far you came and just continue to be like, okay, well, if he doesn't appreciate that, someone else will.
Yeah.
Just realize that I have 3 daughters that are out here in this world that need me, even if they don't think they do.
Mhm.
Um, I'm healthy. I wake up every day, like, get up and do what you got to do. Some people can't see, some people can't hear,
Yeah.
some people can't walk. Like, use your ability. You
Yeah.
got a voice. Like, even if people don't like what you're saying, say it anyway. Like,
Yeah.
10 years from now, they'll look back at this video like, dang, that's inspirational. You know what I
Right.
mean? Even if it don't seem like it is, I'm like, I done seen so many stories from, like, Michael Jackson to Michael Jordan to all the athletes to when they started out, like,
Yeah.
and then they became something and people respected it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that's the motivation.
Yeah.
I see people that, just a lot of people, that see me when I go back home and they're like, "Hey, what's up, Grips? How you been, man? What's
Yeah.
good, man?" I'm like, damn, I'm chilling, man. Ain't nothing. That kind of motivates me to just continue to do what I'm doing, even if I'm not a billionaire yet. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I can inspire somebody. You
Yeah.
never know who's watching. You never
Yep.
really know.
Yep.
So I appreciate how far I came, even if no one shows that support. I just keep pushing. I don't
Yeah.
let nobody stop my drive because
Yeah.
telling you like you just never know when,
Something can change.
you can't. Yeah, you never know when you can't do something. So
Yeah.
I just keep pumping out art, keep doing music, just keep speaking my mind, try to inspire people as much as possible.
Yeah, because everyone's not going to agree, and if we people please, guess what? It don't matter what we do. Someone's always going to say, "Well, I ain't like the way that you said that," or "I didn't like that song you made," or "that picture you made that wasn't." There's always going to be a person or people that don't agree. But if we have a why as to why we're doing what we're doing, that's what keeps
Good
us
Josh,
going.
man. I love you too, bro.
Who is that?
Club Kennedy.
Yeah, he's dope. He said, "Never give the fuck up." Exactly, exactly. No, for real though, because but even throughout the process, I feel like we have to have a why and like understand what comes with what you're going with. You're gonna have oppression, but we can't let
Yeah,
that oppression bring us down. You know what I mean? Because there's always gonna be someone trying to bring you down. Like you said, you don't know who you're inspiring. You can inspire one person, right? And they can go tell somebody what you said, and that's two people. Then they can go tell somebody what they said. That's three people. You know what I mean? You don't know how that's
yeah,
helping somebody. But I was there's a story of this kid. He was on Twitch. You ever hear of Twitch?
yeah,
Okay, so he was doing Twitch for a while and he wasn't getting the viewers like he wanted to. So he was ready to give up. Like he just was like, all right, man, like I'm trying and I'm not getting like no feedback like I want to. But you have to understand in doing good, there is a reward. You just have to keep going, right? So he didn't give up, but he was about to. Um he ends well now he makes like I guess like millions of dollars. He has like mad like subscribers. He was about to give up, but he didn't. So he just kept pushing. As he kept pushing, he's seen the results. So it's like I be feeling like that sometimes, like I want to give up. But if we keep pushing, you know what I mean? You don't know. It could be overnight. Somebody see one of your videos that go viral and be like, okay, now they looking at all your stuff. So uh,
yeah. I feel you on that though.
yeah, for real, because you just never know. You just keep pushing, like you said, and you don't know who you're helping. If you help one person, that's a good thing. But my seventh question for you was about support, like a support system. Do you have a support system? Like, I was gonna say, how is your support system, and do you have one?
Um, I have a support system. My support system is pretty much on what I need to do, not what I want to do. So
Okay.
if you know what I'm saying, like if it's something that I need to do, I will get that support behind me. If it's something that I want to do, nah, not everybody wants to support it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if I get a new home or something, like I'll definitely get the support behind me from my family and my kids and stuff like that. But if it's like you want to do a music show, like what if this happens or like all this stuff going on, like where are you doing the show at? Like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm
Yeah.
good. You know what I'm saying? It's just what people support me on what I need to do more than what I want to do.
Yeah.
So that's where my support system's at.
How do you how do you feel about that? Does that make you feel like you either way you gonna still push or do you ever get down like dang I wish I had some more support and what I wanted because I be feeling that too.
Exactly. That's where it comes where the giving up part comes
Yeah.
in. It's like man, like I don't really try to feel anything. I just try to continue to just understand that everybody's, into music. Not everybody's into art, you
Yeah.
know? Like that's why a lot of the times I feel like once you make it, people support you.
Yep.
And not everybody really is into like
Yep.
doing YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Once you get them, you know what I'm saying? Like the hard work is the hard part,
Yeah.
and people don't want to put in that work unless they're getting something from it
Yep.
immediately. So you got
Yeah.
to really think about that when you're doing certain things. Like, what can you give the people that they're gonna want to support you. I
Yeah.
can give you artwork, I can give you good music, and I can give you a lot more things, but sometimes I just want your support and I
Yeah.
can't give you nothing. So once I
Yeah.
realized that, then I just stopped kind of asking for help. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I see where this is going. Let me just do my own thing. If people want to support, they'll support,
Yeah.
And that's just how I look at it. So,
One thing I learned, and I mean, I don't really have too many people that's supportive either, but you got to get around people like you. When you're around people like you, you'll have a better support system. So I always pray for a better support, like, to be around people that do what I do, or you know what I mean? Because if
yeah,
you're around people who are artists, that's where your support system, because they understand, they know what it's like. But when you the only one in your bunch that's doing what you're doing, everyone around you don't do that type of stuff, it's hard to understand or it's hard to support because they don't really care for it like you do. But that's why it's good to have a to connect and to network with other people who do what you do.
yeah, yeah,
That way,
exactly.
what I mean, you'll get a different support system around people who do what you do. That's all I can say about that. Because
Strangers will make you rich.
I'm trying to tell man, I'm trying to tell you, I'm like, there's this little, how they have little audios on Instagram, like the reels. Well, somebody was like, their friend was like, "Why aren't you famous yet?" He was like, "Cause y'all don't share my shit. Y'all don't share my
That's the
shit."
funniest audio. That's the funniest audio ever, man.
I was cracking up because I'm like, that's the truth. They want the benefits, but they don't want to support during the process. And I always say to myself, I'm like, dang, when I get further, everybody's gonna want a ticket to the place, but you didn't care about nothing that I was saying.
Yeah, exactly. You can't really. I can't get you in this show now. It's just we got security guards, and I don't know what to tell you, man. You gonna have to pay. So it's different. You just gotta.
Yeah,
Hopefully you get the right people around you, and
yeah,
you just gotta keep pushing.
yep.